was just doing a bit of line dancing to that music actually. It was very ba-da-bow, ba-da-bow, ba-bow, da-da-da-dow, da-da-da-dow, yeehaw.
I was going to do a yeehaw, so it was separated a bird bed. I was yeah, I like it.
Do it again, ready? Da-da-dow, 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 ba-da-ba-bow.
Yeehaw!
Great, I'm loving the new music on our new show, Craft Your Stash. Welcome along to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us. We have got a slightly different lineup this week, of course, whilst our UK warehouse gets all of the bells and whistles attached to make the whole thing a lot smoother and a lot better for you. So a little bit different this week. This show we are bringing you, it's all about sort of the education. It's all about you getting out your stash and crafting along with us. I kind of like to think in my own mind, it's a bit of a cross between a masterclass and a craft along, because you've got the opportunity to pick up loads of hints and tips, loads of opportunity to ask any questions, and also to get your crafty items out with us over the course of the show and craft along. So that's what we're going to be doing for the next couple of hours. Later on this evening, we are back with our Stars and Stripes show over on the US page for our US viewers. Now, if you're in the UK, you can watch that show if you like, but all the deals are going to be for our US viewers. It's the orange stickered items that you're looking out for. There is a select page on the website in the US, but it's these items here that you're looking out for. Check out your baskets with those orange stickered items. If you are shopping in the UK, you can still shop with us, but what we're saying is that items that you do buy, we won't be dispatching until on Monday, so it's not actually that long to wait. So you know what, if you see something you like, get it in your basket, and you'll just be waiting a few extra days. But listen, I think it's a great opportunity to get nice and interactive with us, ask those questions, craft along with us, and over the course of this show, there you go, that's how you get in touch with us. Over the course of this show, we are going to be looking at all things sparkly, aren't we, Sheena? Sparkle pens.
Please. Colourful, sparkly wonderment. It's one of my favourite all-time products from Crafters Companion.
Is it actually?
It absolutely is, and which is why Sarah suggested, I think sparkle pens would be like, I went, oh yes, absolutely, any day of the week. Love them because they're so versatile. So much you can do with them. Love them, Ben.
Do you know what? We saw a bit of that versatility earlier on this morning on Wake Up Call. If you missed it, you can go back and watch it, but then you can actually stick with us over the course of this show, and you will see lots more. But let's see who's with us before we get started. Superstar Susie is with us. Hello. She says with us is Sarah Brown, saying hello again, everyone. I'm really enjoying these Craft Your Stash shows. Haven't felt well the last few days, but you are making me feel better. Well, that's good news, Sarah. Sending love your way from Melbourne, Australia. G'day.
G'day.
G'day. Carletta says, hello everyone from Arkansas. Hello. Alicia says, good morning and greetings from Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Arkansas and Arkansas, two different places, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Loving the intro. It's good, isn't it? Beth's in from New York. Hello to Mary Beth Doyle, who says, hi everyone, joining from Minnesota. I always think Minnesota sounds like a really nice place. Did you ever go there?
Where?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. No, but it's a nice name, isn't it? Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
I used to, not that I've ever really been into American football, but back in the day when I sort of first noticed that American football was a game, I used to like the Minnesota Vikings just because. Yeah, because I like the colour. It was a good colour. Yeah. Like purpley. Yeah. And Viking logo. I don't know if they weren't. No, not great. I mean, they might be good now. I don't know. I don't really watch it anymore. But anyway, up the Vikings. Kimberly's in from Wiki Watchy in Florida. Yes, love Wiki Watchy. Did you ever go to Wiki Watchy? I have not been to Florida because I lived on the West Coast. Then we visited the East Coast. So I did North South Carolina, Washington, Virginia, but I've not been to Florida. Wiki Watchy is where the mermaids are. They do a mermaid show there, apparently. Kerry Carney joined us saying, hello from Virginia. I am back for more sparkle pen ideas. Kimberly Fisher says, I've loved watching the amazing techniques that Sheena demonstrates. And Betty Weaver says, hello from Idaho. I have a bit of the morning off, so I get to see Sheena. And Evelyn Boyd says, good morning, crafty family. Amazing Sheena and my superstar Ben. Missed you. Oh, thank you, superstar Ben. I'll take that. By the way, just as an extra celebration, do you know what National Day it is today? What? Well, it's National Global Running Day, which obviously interests me being a runner.
Hey, yeah, great. I'm all over that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, watch me go. Ooh.
You say that again with a bit more enthusiasm.
Hey.
It's also National chocolate ice cream day.
Oh, yes, come on. Whoa, loving that one, yes. Yeah, I'm well behind that one.
And what I know you're all going to absolutely love, feel free to send gifts and presents and whatnot, is National Benjamin Day.
Benjamin Day,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
Yeah. So,
Benjamin,
yes.
fabulous.
Yes. So anyone called Ben watching, let us know. We'll give you a little mention. Because I am a Benjamin. Usually when I'm naughty is my full name.
Yeah, you get the whole thing.
Yeah, Benjamin, said like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, then I knew
When there's more than one syllable, you can really emphasise it as well.
Get in there, yeah. Benjamin, they're now looking in the gallery at famous Bens. And Alicia, I know, I'm only joking with you. You say, hi Ben, Arkansas and Arkansas is the same. I just love to say Arkansas, and I know that. People have pulled me up on that before. I'm just playing along. I know Arkansas, some of you call it Arkansas, and I know Alicia, you always call it Arkansas, but I know that it is the same place. You say it differently, and I like the way you say it. Cynthia Acosta says hi from Utah, and Marshall says good morning from North Dakota. Right, shall we get going? Please ask the questions. Anything that you want to ask, please ask for suggestions. If there's something that you want to see, ask it. And if we can do, I say we, if Sheena can do it, if we can fit it in, we will try and do it. So just ask away is what I would say. Get interactive with us. Tell us what you're loving and make this your show. This is your 2 hours to craft along with us. And by the way, if you are doing that and you've got your sparkle pens out, feel free to send in some pictures as well to studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Right, Sheena,
Ben,
where are we going to start?
Ben, I think at the very beginning,
Let's start
according
at the
to Julie, it's a
beginning.
very good place to start.
It is.
Yeah. So sparkle pens, I've got 3 sets here. Now you've seen me, I carry the clear overlay with me at all times. Because if you want a bit of bling on top of anything, that clear overlay, it's just a core product for me. That just on top of your alcohol pens, your watercolour, anything, fabulous. But we've got the colours here. So we've got 3 sets, all right? So we've got the soft pastels, we have the essential brights, and we've got earthy naturals.
Yes.
But first thing I did, before I did anything, well, the first thing, if you're new to sparkle pens, and we forget, there's people who are new, even though this is a like kind of a, tried and tested product, because this, back in the day, I've done so many shows with these. But if you're new, you'll see when you get your sparkle pens and they're brand new, I might know if I've got one down here, it's got a little green band here. All right, just so as you know. First thing to do, you've got to shake them to wake them, because sparkle pens are a mixture of the most intense colour, fabulous dye-based colour with fine, microfine glitter, which is and all glitter is not equal. The glitter in this is super sparkly. So whenever you've got a solid in a liquid, the solid will settle. Yeah, that's the point. So first thing, store them lying down, because that means when you do shake them, right, there's a larger area for the liquid to agitate the solid to get it moving and dispersed and mixed in an even fashion, rather than storing them like that, where it's going to be like a whole build-up of glitter at the bottom. Just makes sense, doesn't it? Just physics. So you take the little green band, you unscrew it, get rid of the green band, and then you screw this bit to that bit, and that then pierces this. So when we were talking earlier, if you've got some and you want to save them and you want to keep them, and you've got a duplicate pack, you might got a mega bargain, keep them, don't pierce them, just leave them sealed. They're going to last far longer than when you pierce them. But saying that, they're water-based, they're not like alcohol, it doesn't evaporate, so you can leave the lids off them while you're working with them. Okay. Yeah? So that's the first thing. The second thing, the next thing you want to do is make a colour chart. So like I said, we're starting at the beginning. If you can see, what I've done is I've used the pure colour from the pen, and then I've brushed it with a little bit of water, because I want to see how much value I'm getting out of these colours. The pastels are really pretty in their own right, so they're lovely if you want to do like wedding baby cards, pastel stuff. But these ones here are the ones that excite me, Ben, because every bit of this, when I add water, I'm going to get an infinite number of lighter versions of each colour there. Yeah. So by starting with that intense, it's kind of like your concentrated packet soup kind of thing. You keep adding water. Yeah. Yes. So, and it goes so far. So for stamping with them and different techniques, absolutely fabulous. But also the colours are so much nicer when you see them like that than if you try and go on the plastic dye on the pen. You see the sparkle. So that's the first thing. Second thing, the right card.
Yes.
don't use, you want the watercolour card or a card that is suitable for water-based products. So watercolour card, spot on. Don't use Nina, don't use the general...
white multi-purpose.
Yeah, multi-purpose. Use your watercolour card.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the next thing to do. After that, this set here was the set that particularly excited me. Now, we went through this morning, but I'm going to do it again. This set here, yellow, magenta, cyan, I've said it many, many times, if I find these three colours in any range, they're the first three colours I'm going to invest in. And you've got them all in one set. Because with these three colours, like your printer at home, your inkjet printer, you can print, in theory, any colour by mixing these three together.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing, the next thing, I don't know how many things, I don't know, quite a few things down the line. We've done the first thing many times, but yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little bit of colour mixing, and I'm repeating what we did this morning because some of you didn't. Again, though. Yeah, do it again. So give it a good shake, and I'm going to squeeze some colour out of this. More often than not, with the sparkle pens, I will be using them via another brush rather than directly from using the brush on the thing. Yeah. Because I can make them go further that way.
That's it. Yeah.
It's as simple as that. It's just getting more out of your investment.
And you're saying with these as well to lay them down onto your glass mat or to like a plate or something like that is the best.
Absolutely, Ben. So a white background as well, because any dye-based product is translucent, and that's the beauty of them. They're vibrant, they're bright, they're shiny, and you're going to see through them. So if you use this on like a brown, your craft mat, you won't see the colours, but if you use it on a white background, so an old plate, an old tile, even a bit of card with a bit of acetate over the top, if that's all you've got at hand. So you can see, because then what you're going to do, you're going to start mixing. So if you take some of this yellow and a tiny touch of the pink, you see how now we've got a golden yellow, right? Yeah. Tiny touch more of the pink, and keep mixing, it's going more orangey. Tiny bit more, so we're getting more pink than yellow. Now we're going peachy colours. Look at that, just from that one little thing, and then you can keep going, so that's more just kind of red but with a touch of yellow in it, and you start to get more of a scarlet red. Even with just a hint of yellow in it, it's a different version than we started. So that's just the first thing, Ben. The next thing, we're going to mix the pink and the blue. So we can do a little bit. We'll take the pink and we'll touch a tiny touch of blue in that, just the smallest amount. So again, do it like this in stages. So can you see how we've affected that? It's gone a little bit darker. Touch more. This is so empowering because it's letting you see how much control you've got in your colouring. It's also giving you more value for money. Absolutely. Because you can see how a small investment, and look, they're jewel-like colours. Yeah. We've got a dark, like a royal blue there from that cyan colour.
Yeah, incredible.
And then the last one we'll do, we'll mix the yellow with the blue. So we want the tiniest touch of blue in with the yellow. So we'll get the lime green there, and then we'll put a little bit more blue. See, we're just now going darker. They'll always take the darker colour to the lighter colour. So like I've noticed I haven't taken the yellow to the blue, I've done it the other way around, because you'll end up where you have like masses of it. You can affect the colour more by putting a little bit of the stronger colour into the lighter colour than the other way around. Or you'll end up with gallons of like, trying to mix it to make it a bit different. So I'm just going to put that little bit just back in there, and then almost all blue. We're almost where we were at the start. But I'd buy all those colours. If I saw that in the pack, I'd go, yes, I'll have that pack.
18 colours there.
And guess what? That's it. Yeah. That's it. How transportable is that? How cost effective is that? How empowering is it to be able to say, I can do that, and I've just started. Then you've got all the pastel versions of all those things you've just done.
I just think it's amazing to see all the different colours that you can create. When would you take the pens and go straight into your cardstock?
We'll do the tree again. Let's do the cherry blossom tree. Right. Shall we do that at the start, top of the hour, shall we?
Shall we?
2 hours, yeah. All right, let's do that. So I'm going to wipe this up, Ben. What I'll do is, if you've got anything that you can be a bit more interested into, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to tape my piece of card down onto my glass mat, which makes it much easier to work with.
Yes.
So that's what I'm going to do, and that's so exciting.
We must say hello to Jane who's joined us, saying hello, gorgeous Sheena and lovely Ben. Hello, and all my crafty friends from a warm, sunny Stourbridge. I think up here is about the only place in the UK where it's not warm and sunny today. The northeast is just cloudy. It's about 11 degrees. It's cold. It's miserable. Everywhere else is lovely. Heather Springer says, does spending a lot of Benjamins on Crafter's Companion count for a celebration? I think it does. I think that counts as a celebration of National Benjamin Day. How much is Benjamin? That's Benjamin Franklin, isn't it? So what note is he on then?
Yeah.
Do we know? I don't know that. You have to let us know. But spend the Benjamins.
Private Benjamin.
What?
Private Benjamin.
Private Benjamin?
The film, do you remember with Goldie Hawn? Have you ever seen that film?
Oh, Private Benjamin, sorry.
Yes.
I thought you said The Pride of Benjamin.
No,
Private Benjamin.
Private Benjamin.
Yeah. $100 note is a Benjamin. Well, there you go. I mean, if you want to spend a Benjamin, just spend a Benjamin. Feel free. Tina Ann joins us from Birmingham. Kirsty D says, I'm listening in whilst typing. And Barbara says, so excited to see the Sheena and Ben class. Betty says, I've just bought the Spectrum Noir pencil accessory kit and 2 pick of the days. And Betty also says, Ben, we are a Vikings house, Minnesota Vikings. Jay sticks with them through thick and thin. How did they do this season? I genuinely don't know. Maybe I'll start supporting them. And Lissy says, so Ben, what is your favourite pen or marker you like to craft with? Well, do you know what? Ever since I did some colouring with Craig a while back, I've got some of the tri-blends, which I like working with. I find for someone like me who does a little bit of crafting now and again, they're very useful to have. And I think the whole blending, the 3-pen blend is great. I just wish I had a bit more sparkle in my life, so potentially today might be the day to maybe pick up some sparkle pens, but that's what I tend to colour with when I do colour. Hey, Karen is joining us from Wesley Chapel, Kathy Lear is in from Central Illinois, and Eleanor Swing Jones says, hi Ben, welcome back, hope you enjoyed your vacay. I did, and hello to Sheena, a CTV team, I hope everyone is having a great day. Robbie's in from Alabama, we are having a great day up here, and Karen says, I'll have to tell my husband it is National Benjamin Day because that is his name. Yes, spread the Benjamin love. Let us have a look at what Sheena's going to do. So, cherry blossom tree.
Cherry blossom tree. Right, I'm going to keep this background quite, I want it bright and sunny because it's going to be similar to the one we did earlier, but we're going to swap the colours up. We might do a little bit of a branch over the top as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the colours ready. I definitely want this stronger blue. I'm going to shake the pens I'm going to use a little bit. Shake it to wicked. Shake it up, baby, now. Twist and shout.
Twist and shout.
Yeah. Well, bit of a reference there from the Fab Five.
Fab Five, yeah. Fab Four, Fab Five. Fab Four.
Fab Five.
4. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who were the Fab Five? I don't know. I don't know where
I'll tell
they
you
came
who
from.
was the Fab Five at one point.
Who?
Billy Preston. He played piano on Get Back. The rooftop concert. Did you?
Was it? Yes.
Yeah, bit of a Beatles fan. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Oh, you love the Beatles, did you?
Oh yeah, I love the Beatles. Yeah. I don't, lyric-wise, there's nothing else in my head but Beatles lyrics. It's like, yeah.
You'd have got one of the questions right on the quiz then the other night.
Was it? What was it? Oh, I might not.
It was what was their first UK #1?
Oh, I don't know. Either I Want to Hold Your Hand or She Loves You. Was it?
That's what I said. Well, now you've got me thinking I've got the answer. I'm sure they said Love Me Do.
Oh, Love Me Do.
Love Me Do.
So close and yet so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my world record that I hold, for Beatles songs.
Sorry?
I have a world record.
Do you?
Yeah. From Me to You, was it? I don't know where Love Me Do came from. I had to name as many Beatles songs as I could in a minute. It was National World Record Day, and they rang up a load of radio stations and said, do you want to try and do a world record? I said, I'll do it. And that was my challenge. I managed to get 16 in a minute, and I've got a world record.
See, that's where I go into panic mode. I had to blank out and yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't think of anything. Yeah,
even if I've got to say my name under pressure, I forget it. Yeah, I become too much pressure. So what I'm doing, just so we're talking, is I've wet the card and I'm using these shades of blue and I'm keeping it really sunny because we're thinking summer, pure bright colours here. Yeah. And I've gone with the blue from the top and I'm adding water as we're coming closer to the middle of the card. Now this is deliberately going to be pale. And using that big brush then, by wetting the card before we start, I've managed to make this a really easy transition from the colour to the light. It's kind of like almost airbrushed effect by using the big brush and starting at the top and coming down at the bottom. I don't know if I want it. Let's pop a touch of pink in the top a little bit. Now this will make it a little bit purpley, but just to give it a little bit more interest, let's pop a little bit of that at the top. Just to, don't be scared to use the colour. You know, even if you think, well, it's a blue sky and it's green, that's it. Sometimes by just adding another little touch of colour in there, it just gives it a bit more interest. I don't want to do too much here because I want to add colour in the tree. It's all going to be about the cherry blossom, Ben.
Yes.
So I want to leave background that's going to be able to show up the colour in the next bit. So that's what I've got so far. That's where I need to now dry this. And then we're going to we're going to populate that scene. So we've got the impression of sky going to a horizon line about here where it's gone paler and paler. Foreground, back to the horizon line where it's paler again. And I'm going to wipe this up, tidy up, dry it, then we're ready for the next bit.
Okay, I can say a few more hellos. We've got some questions coming in as well, which is marvellous. We'll fire those at Sheena in just a second. Must say hello to Lillian, who says, hello, Sheena. Hello, Benjamin. Thank you, Lillian. Trust you.
Hello, Lillian.
Hello, Lillian.
Lillian.
I was going to do it with you, but it doesn't work.
Sorry?
I was going to do it to you, but it doesn't work because you've only got two syllables.
Well, you see, the thing is people tend to do a Sheena, like a Sheera kind of thing.
Oh,
I get
Sheena.
Sheena. But when you've got one syllable, like Ben, don't work.
No.
Ben. Ben.
Sheena. Sheena. Hi Beth, joining us from Indiana. I'll try to watch what's working, but we'll probably have to rewatch it at a later time. That's fine. Save this one and come back because you'll love it. Gaz Dodwell says, hello everyone. I'm so glad to be watching. I've just got out of surgery at hospital. Gaz, hope you're okay. Let us know. Let us know. Or don't if you don't want to. Lillian Butcher says, hello from Lawford in Essex. And Terry Anderson says, hello again from Ohio. The word which looks like a tractor, as I found out the other day. I love that.
I love that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I will always say that now.
Ohio, the tractor. Says, happy Ben Day. Thank you. I'm so enjoying all of the demos today, says Heather. Sarah Ibbotson says, good morning, Sheena and Ben and the team. Good morning from Arkansas. That's different to Arkansas, of course. And Laura says, morning all, I've just watched Wake Up Call from this morning. I love the way Sheena teaches how to simply use the sparkle pens for landscapes. Gives me hope that I can do these too. And hello, Christine Mahoney says, Ben! Missed you. Missed you too, Christine. Missed you. I don't know if you said it like that, but that's how it's written. Do you want some questions whilst you're creating, or do you want them after?
Sure. Yeah.
Should we do some now?
Yeah, go on then.
There's loads.
Oh, is that? Okay.
Should we do, you tell me when you get bored.
No maths, though. No maths.
No maths yet.
Yeah.
First question. What is the capital of... No. Evelyn says, I was awake. I was not awake during Wake Up. I watched some of the show and I'm wondering... Oh, here we go. I'm wondering about the crisp white edge that Sheena had on the tree card.
All right. Well, that is easy to answer.
Yep.
I was all kinds of happy when I saw that. You know, you can get Crafter's Companion of this now because I buy this a lot.
Yeah.
If you do watercolouring, which I do, obviously, in my free time as well, this is what you want. It's much nicer to use than a masking tape, a coloured masking tape.
Yeah.
Because what this has done is it's kept the card flat. So you know when you get your fingerprints all over it, and it's messy and it's curling up as you just tape it down, and that's it. I take a little bit of the tack off it extra, so just put it on your trousers or your top just to make it even less tacky. And that's how I got that really nice crisp edge. And it's better than using like a coloured masking tape because that can interfere how you're seeing the colours on your project. So yeah, fabulous, that's it. Pack of 3.
Marvellous. Carol says, Ben, could you ask Sheena if they will be bringing back her butterfly stamp? I foolishly waited to see if it would be available on the US site and it's sold out.
The butterfly, was that the one from last week? Was that the one last week with the... Let me know. I'm going to show you a butterfly. So if it's not there, I don't want to make you more bitter by showing you again. Just,
no.
you know, like, okay, that the one. If that is the one there...
Yes. Is it coming back?
Could that be the one?
You'll have to let us know, Carol. Let us know, and then we'll be able to answer the question fully.
Yeah.
We'll have 2 more questions for now. Phil Watson, could a sheet of laminated card be used to hold the sparkle ink?
Absolutely spot on, brilliant. That would be a fabulous portable palette. Yeah, definitely.
Lovely.
Genius.
And final question for now. I've seen all the others. Don't worry, I'll ask in a bit. Debbie Campwell says, watercolour card has distinct sides with different tooths. I have never heard anyone say which side to use. Do you have a preference?
Well, here's the thing. Some do. Some card does have 2 different sides to it. Some don't. So you can't just try both sides.
Right.
The difference is watercolour card, it has the size in it so that it reacts with the water-based product. Card is so much more technical than you think. You know, you think basically you're either going to have like a cotton-based card or a cellulose wood-based watercolour card.
Yeah.
But they both have this thing called size in them, which makes the ink, the watercolour, either spread more or stay contained more. And artists, it's a minefield to know which one suits your style more than others. Some will let the ink bleed more, so wet into wet techniques. Others will keep it more contained if you like more precise things. All I would say is try both sides of the card, and that's it. That's all I can say, because they're all different. So some do have the size on 2 sides, some don't.
Okay. And actually the other 2 questions which we've got were all about the border, which you've talked about. So we've answered both those. So Barbara and Lillian, question answered. Back to the demo, can we?
Okay, fabulous. So we've got a pretty background here. In the background, I do want it pale. I did want it to be a background, and I want it very spring and bright colours, because that's what we're going to create. So the next thing we're going to do, and this was all based on a demonstration that Sarah said. I remember that tree you did when we were at CHA in America doing the trade show that time, many years ago. Everybody loved this tree. Sometimes, you know, you do a demo that people really kind of relate to, they respond to. So I haven't got the tree stamp that I used then, but I do have the sparkle pen, and I'm going to show you how we can draw a sort of really simple tree.
Okay.
So I was saying earlier, try and work out how big you want your tree. So I'm going to have it so it comes across like this. So this will be the root, and then I'm going to do a branch like this.
What pen are you using there?
I'm using the brown one from the Earthy Natural bin.
Okay.
And I'm going to come down, and we'll do a trunk maybe like that. Now, we can change it, and you can, what I would say is try not to make it too perfect, because it's going to look better if it's a little bit less than perfect, a bit irregular.
Nothing perfect in nature.
Nothing perfect in nature, and yet it is all beautiful.
Yeah.
So we can, there's a couple of branches like that, we'll make this a bit solid. You could have another one maybe coming from there, maybe something like that. That we don't want to do too much more than that. That's more than enough, okay?
That's amazing.
And then
already.
we can do a little base like this to give it a trunk so it's grounded.
Yeah.
While this is still wet, we'll take a little bit of water and we'll just drag this out just to create the start of a look like it's a shadow under the tree. So because we're going to want that, again, it's going to cast some kind of shadow underneath it. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Right, so the other thing, when we've done this, we might bring a little branch in there shortly as well. We'll see how that goes. So that's the base now to start putting the cherry blossom look on top of this. So I'm going to use, instead of before we used autumnal colours, we used yellow and orange, this rusty colour, we used that and the green. For this one, I'm going to use this from the soft pastels and that from the essential brights. And I'm going to take the ink out of the pen again, splodge it on my mat, and then we're going to apply it with a sponge. Now, we've already got some blue here. It may change the colour of this a little bit. It probably would have been an idea to bleach the background a little bit first. Let me just try this out here, because if you use your sponge and dab a little bit, we could maybe start to remove some of the colour. See how the trees blending in there? That's fine, the branch, the colour in the branch. I don't mind that, because that's going to make it look like it's in with, can you see how it's bleaching a little bit out? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll lift a little bit more colour. So all I've done is a kitchen sponge, and I've cut it up even smaller than the one I normally use. And I'm just blotting, so that's lightened some of that already. Yeah. To give it, to make that pink stand out. Because if I did it against blue, of course, blue and pink is going to make purple. And I want to keep this quite light. And I could do the same under the tree. like this. So a tiny little bit of kitchen sponge. I'm trying to be quite precise with the application here, but we can, right, that'll do, that's fine. The next thing is the same sponge, almost dry, and I'm going to pick up the pink and just dab it like this, just randomly. So start with a lighter pink, because that darker pink is really strong. It's such a strong colour that I want to use that more sparingly.
Yeah.
So I'm putting a little bit more of this lighter kind of shell pink on there. And then we'll go in with more of the shadow of the other pink, and we'll have maybe some of the branches could be kind of trailing down a little bit. It's up to you how you want your tree to shape it and have it really pretty and in full blossom and full bloom there. I'll pop that there. Now this is where it's going to be much stronger.
Wow, this is incredible to watch.
So now we've got that really pretty effect of looking like it's a blossom tree, and same technique as the other one, but we've got that, we just changed the colours up, Ben. So exactly, the only thing we did was we took a little bit of colour out this time, just a touch. I still want to leave some of that pale pink there because I think that's just really pretty.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a little bit more of the pale pink out here, pop it there.
It creates such a cool effect, and that is just literally just your everyday kitchen sponge, right?
Yes,
just
that's little
ripped.
Trev. Not even Trevor, it's little Trev.
Little Trev.
Little Trev.
Look
So
at me
that's
go.
just a little bit there, like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll put a little bit, so because, you know, when the blossom kind of does, you know, start to fall from the tree, we'll have a little bit going on there, like that. And then you've got a really pretty summer scene going on, and we can let that dry, and if you want to make it more intense, we can dry it and layer it up again. Let's give it a quick dry and do that, yeah?
The question about the butterfly stamp was the stamp from last week.
Yes, okay. I don't know. We'll have to have the guys who are in control. We'll pass that on though.
Okay.
Yeah, about the getting that back.
Just whilst you're drying as well, we'll say hello to Gail, who's joined us from Maryland. Rosalind Russell says hello from Maryland, everyone. And Heather says, I tend to use a smoother side of watercolour card versus the tootier side. Meave says, wow. And Sharon Sweeney Stupert says, all I can say is, wow. Wow.
Pretty, isn't it? Just with a sponge, and so you don't always need, you know, lots of stuff to do it. If you think you can, if you're brave, you could pop some little darker bits in here and there, if you wanted to add even more, and then blend it out with a sponge. So if you wanted to create some more darker tones in these branches, we can do that, and then just blend them out a little bit. That's a little bit more texture there. So rather than, right, so what I would do, if you have that blended in a little bit more, start off with the wet card a little bit, then put the pink in, because it's really quite strong, the pink.
Yeah.
But
it's so effective. It looks like the kind of card you get in those little boutique cafes that you always have on the tills there that you...
And this is the nice thing, because then you can send that, and it's like,
well, that's it.
There's no stamp involved. You've literally created that from nothing. We could, if you want to, should we do a little, put some clouds in the sky, and then we'll maybe see about, should we put a sun in the sky as well, yeah?
Yeah.
So we'll
just
pop it
there's
there.
a couple more questions coming through. We'll do those in a second, but loads of love for this technique. Beautiful, says Robin. Wowzers, says Melanie. Brenda, this is beautiful. Incredible is right, Ben, says Linda. I know. And I'm loving watching you today, says Robbie. I always learn something. I have the sparkle pens, but they intimidate me. But I'm now gaining confidence in using them. Hopefully you've seen today that getting them out, having a play, you don't need to be intimidated. Make yourself a Brian or a Trevor as well, is what I would say.
Yes, absolutely. Get the full cast there, you know, get the neighbours in. You know,
get the full cast going.
Full cast going. Yeah. There's loads of them, up north.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing here is, just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm creating kind of a positive and negative. So where the side of this, the moon, the sun, the ink that I've kind of disturbed and taken up from the background, I've dragged it across, can you see? So it made it look like it went across there. So you've got a little suggestion of clouds over that as well.
It's like it's moving, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah. So, and you could, if you're careful, you could create a little kind of effect of a hills in the background with that flat brush if you want to give it a bit more interest going back there by just dragging. Can you see how now we've given it like as a highlight, as a little... So it's, put the colour down, then lift the colour out, and it makes it so much easier. So I'm going to dry that, and we'll maybe try a little branch coming over as well. Yeah?
Oh, there we go. Loads of little things to add to it. Loving this, says Patricia. I love it when Sheena's on, says Beth. Sheena, your colour and drawing skills are amazing, says Regina Boyd. And Alison Garrett says, you are reawakening my desire to get my sparkle pens out. Trouble is, lots of them are leaking, so I'll be a very messy craft. Why are they leaking? Why are they leaking?
It's a really hot plate, that can make them expand. Okay. Just give them don't waste it.
Yeah.
If they're leaking, put them on a little plate, a palette, use the ink up like I'm doing, yeah.
That's it. Sandra Dundas wants to know, she says, I have the little jars of sparkle ink, Sheena.
Yes.
Can I use those instead of squeezing my pens?
Absolutely. Definitely use that too. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Right, so that was important, Ben, that I dried that, because if I'm going to paint a branch in using that brown again, I would need it to be really dry, because if not, it would kind of make it really fuzzy. So I'm using the pen really, really light pressure. I'm hardly touching. Can you see? In fact, it's missing bits and things, and that's okay, because I'm going to put the do what I've just done there with the tree.
Oh, is that tree branches?
Yes.
I thought you were putting in lightning bolts.
Yeah.
I thought, what? Lightning bolts on such a lovely day?
Oh, what? No. No. So, right, we'll maybe do it just like that, Ben. Just there. And then we can, and then it looks like you've got maybe a canopy you're looking through. See how that looks.
Very clever.
And then we'll do the same thing. So we'll start off with the spongy technique, but I think I'm probably going to do, in fact I'm not, I'm going to do a different technique, because this is more in the foreground. So let's use the lighter pen and just pounce and stipple on these branches, like this. Okay, so start with a light colour and just tap, just no painting, just let it do its own thing. And it's nice where you see how it's diffused the brown a little bit, and it's mixed in a little bit. But that's better. That gives us a prettier look. It makes it look like part of the branches behind some of the foliage or the florals, and some of it's more prominent. So that's good. That's a good thing.
Good question from Christine, just whilst you're doing this. She says, instead of a sponge, would this work with a finger dauber? What are little finger daubers?
No, it hasn't got the texture that a sponge has got. The kitchen sponge is more, it's more open cells, more texture than a finger dauber. Plus, you can change the shape of it a little bit and make it a bit more, it's more pliable to get in, to the bits you want. It's more of a uniform.
A bit more imprecise, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. So that hopefully has given it an impression of more blossom coming over the foreground there, like that. And again, you can just reinforce some of the sparkle. And then when you see the sparkle on this, Ben, it's so pretty. I'll dry that and let you see what... So we've kind of lost the moon there, but it's given it an impression that you were looking through a branch into, I think I might have the completely, no, that's the right colour. Let me dry that off, and then we'll pick it up and see what we've got. Yeah.
Laura's saying, and this is so true, she says, what I love about Sheena's demos is that I can do the same card and it will turn out different every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
That's it. So I couldn't do the same card and it look exactly the same second time. So don't think that this is what I've done this time is the right way, because everyone, and that's the beauty of it, everyone's going to be a bit different.
And I also think that if you do try this for the first time and it doesn't quite come out, well, it's not going to come out exactly like Sheena's, because it's quite an imprecise science, isn't it? But even if it comes out and you think to yourself, oh, I'm not quite happy with that, just go back in and have another go. It's not the end of the world, is it?
Absolutely.
it's a bit of cardstock, have a play, try again. But isn't it amazing that this is the kind of thing that you can achieve just from using those sparkle pens, just from tearing up one of those sponges. You haven't got one, you've probably got one under the kitchen sink, and this is the kind of thing that you can do. It is very achievable, and I think the more you get your sparkle pens out, have a play, have a practice, the more you'll be making projects like this. Because we love our dies, we love our stamps, but isn't it refreshing to see cards made just like this? I think it's such a clever way of making very pretty cards, which is very doable. That's the thing.
It's fun, and the more you do, the more you'll have fun playing, and you'll tweak it a little bit more the next time, and it'll be, every one you do will be slightly different. Look at the, I don't know if we can catch the bling on that tree, but it's super sparkly. So where we've used the liquid, less watered down, you've got loads of bling. Is that picking that up? Can we get in that?
Have a little getting. Oh, George is coming in. Yeah, there you go. You see the bling there.
Let's see if I can. There. Whoa, I got it there.
Yeah. So amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Pretty. There you go.
Just a quick question, and then we're pretty much up to date, I think, as far as the questions are concerned. This is not pertaining to sparkle pens, if I can find it. We did have a question. Where is it? Come on, Ben. It was something to do with, I can't find the question now, but it's when would you not use gesso?
When would you not use gesso?
I'm trying to find it. When and wouldn't you use it? I'll try and find the exact question in a second. Hang on. Hi, Sheena. Can you please explain when you would or wouldn't use gesso?
Right, so gesso is, it's really
That's from Deb.
It's not necessarily a base for water-based colouring products. It's more for acrylics and oils, or your mixed media, your heavier substance paints.
Yeah.
For watercolour, the ideal surface is watercolour card. So there's no need for gesso on when you're using a water-based product. You can actually get what they call a watercolour ground now, which is like a different kind of gesso that's been created to work like paper for watercolour. So basically the best surface for watercolour products is just card.
Yeah.
That's it really, yeah.
Excellent stuff. I tell you what, we are going to have a short little break. I am loving all of the interactivity and all of the questions. Keep them coming in. Don't be afraid to ask a question, even if you just sort of watch in the background. You never normally comment or you never normally say hello. Do it today. Say hello. Ask a question. If it's going to help you get the very best out of your stash, then it's worth doing today, because we've still got another hour or so of the show to go. So ask those questions. Anything that you want to see as well, request a demo. We'll do our very best to do it for you. But right now we are going to take a short break, and we'll come back with more inspiration and ideas on Crafty Stash in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right?
Yeah.
Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What did she do?
Exactly
what
how
did she
he
do?
looks.
This is awesome! This is awesome!
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Hello crafters, we've got some really exciting news in the works here at Crafters Companion. So I've dug out my hard hat and I've popped down to our UK warehouse to give you the lowdown. Now we do listen to you guys and we know that delivery times have been an issue for our crafty community, so we're doing something about it. The team is getting ready to set up a new and improved state-of-the-art system right here in our global distribution hub. This new picking and packing facility means we'll be able to process orders and ship them to you faster and more efficiently than ever before. This means less time waiting for parcels to arrive and more time getting stuck into your next creative project. While we get this new world-class service up and running, there'll be a few temporary changes. So here's what you need to know. Our UK warehouse will shut down for a week while the team sets up the new system. Don't worry, you can continue to shop as normal on the Crafters Companion website. You'll just wait a little longer for your orders to arrive. US crafters, listen up. We'll be able to send you guys some orders from our warehouse in California. These will be delivered as normal, so look out for this label on the site. If you're waiting for your parcel to arrive, don't worry, we'll keep you crafting. Join the Crafters TV team every day to find out how to make the most of your craft collection. With a different theme and tutorials every day, craft your stash with us to find fresh, creative inspiration in your paper pads, inks, and more. Right, that's enough from me now. I'm going to leave the guys here to get cracking. If you need any more info, head over to the Crafters Companion website and don't forget to tune in to Crafters TV. I'll see you there. How good is that VT? It's the first time I've seen it. That is brilliant. Imagine 5 bends. Can you imagine that?
Terrifying but brilliant.
Terrifying but brilliant. Oh dear. Very good, that. Very, very funny. Hats off to our team for putting that together. Loads of love coming in for this show. Lots of you just telling me that you're shopping as well. I thought I had sparkle pens, says Kathleen. I have the glitter pens. Guess I need to buy them. Well, you might want to do that. The glitter pens, as we discussed earlier, are sort of a completely separate entity because those are pens with like a hard nib, aren't they?
Very small application. You can't blend out the colour like you can with a sparkle
So more just for doodling and...
Specific, yeah. A little detail, spot details, spot colouring, lettering, things like that. These are for as you can see, backgrounds, larger colouring, just everything. They're great. Love them.
So if you haven't got them, jump in and grab them. They are on the web, and also what you will find, and we'll go into this in more detail, of course, later on in the Stars and Stripes show from 6 for our US viewers, over on the US page. Don't forget, it's not on this page, it's on the Crafters Companion USA page. We will be showing you some of our mystery bags and our goodie bags and lucky dips, within which are some of these sparkle pens as well. So do make sure you join us for that a little bit later on. UK viewers, you can still come and watch the show, you just won't be able to shop it. Don't forget though, if you are thinking about shopping here in the UK, you can still continue to shop. It's just we won't be able to dispatch your items until Monday. So it's not that far to wait. If you see something you like, may as well get it in your basket. You'll just be waiting a few extra days, which isn't the end of the world. Right, we are pretty much ready for the second half of the show. Keep the questions coming. We answered loads in the first 50 minutes. If you're thinking, oh, we'll never get mine answered, we will. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, ask the question, get commenting, or make the next hour or so nice and social too. But on with the sparkle pens, what are you going to show us next, Sheena?
Well, I am going to show you a version of this stunning card here that Debbie has created using sparkle pens. Look at that, isn't that stunning? I love that colour combination. We were in parallel worlds, we were both using the same colour combination.
Wow.
And I just think that looks
incredible.
I mean, the intensity of colour and sparkle, what's not to love? So it's going to let me show you another couple of techniques with that. So I've got the I've stamped out the rose using the Flagstone waterproof dye. It's important because we're going to colour that in. We're going to paint over it completely, to be honest, to do the background. Like I said, it's easy because sparkle pens for bleach so well, it makes your life easier rather than having to mask it or paint around it, which you can't get an even kind of graduated wash when you're trying to paint around, Ben. It's much more difficult. So we're just going to paint over the whole thing and then dry it and then lift the colour out, paint it again. That's the plan.
Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to wet the back of this card a little bit because I haven't put the tape on this. So what you can do is, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. If you wet the back of the card and put your card down, it'll keep it stuck a little bit while you're working. Okay, stop it from curling as much. Right, so we're going to start with that. The next thing we're going to do is pick out the colours that we're going to use. So we're going to use this. If you look at the colour chart, I love this colour here. I'm going to use 3. I'm going to use the yellow from the Essential Brights. Sorry if I bring that in there. Essential Brights.
Yep.
I'm going to use the this gorgeous colour here, which is the Harvest Moon. Shine on, Harvest Moon.
Shine on.
I knew this song. There you go.
Harvest Moon. What's that from? In the sky.
I don't know. It's an old one, though, isn't it? It's very like, yeah. I don't know, but it's
January, February, June, and July. Hey.
Yeah, that's your old vaudeville type one, isn't it?
Vaudeville. You said you wanted some vaudeville.
Yeah, we do vaudeville, yeah. And I'm also using this one here from Essential Brights, pink garnet. So Firefly, Harvest Moon, and pink garnet. So. Right, let's see if we can. So I'm going to take the colour out of this. I'm going to start with a lighter colour first and go to the darker colour. So I'm squeezing the colour out of the pen like that. I may put a little bit direct onto there as well.
Question as well. Do you know Sandra mentioned earlier on about her sparkle inks that she has in her tubs?
Yes, in the tubs,
So you could use those?
Absolutely.
Would you be more inclined if you had both to use those as opposed to the pens then? So
for the backgrounds, absolutely, because then it saves you having to take the colour out of the pen like I'm doing now. So yeah, they're already there, just ready to use. I'm really using them in a way that you kind of like, it's counterproductive to what they're designed for, but it means that you can do both. It just shows the versatility of them, Ben, by being able to do that. So, all right, we've got enough out there. I'll probably brush that directly onto the thing. So I'm going to take some water and I'm going to just go over the whole thing. I'm not saturating this particularly because I want it to still be quite strong in colour, so I don't want to dilute the colour, but I do want it to blend nicely. So I'm going to take this yellow and pop it on like that. Then I'm going to go straight into this gorgeous, look at that colour, isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I'm going to pop it, and then I'm going to go to this pink colour.
Wow.
And just blend one into the other. Isn't that just stunning? I love those colours. Let me take some of that pink out a little bit more there.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got pink everywhere. And then keep going. So I want that intensity of colour.
Vibrancy.
It's stunning, isn't it? So what I'm doing is I'm not wasting, I'm kind of, you know, not lingering here. I'm not pondering. I'm getting on with it because I want that transition from one to the next. I want that nice blend from one colour to the next, and I'm using them in an intense fashion. So I'm going to put a little bit more of that yellow down, pick that up, and then, oh, I've got a little bit pink on my thing. So that's not, I've lost a little bit of the yellow. Never mind, still looks good. Okay, so that there, and then we've got a really vibrant, cool background there that I'm going to dry. And then we're going to full bleach the this bit, but I have to dry it first.
Okay.
Let me try and just pull a little bit of that colour out. This pink is so intense that, because the water's kind of got some colour in it there as well, I've lost a little bit of the yellow, but by going directly on there, we can pop a little bit back, just like that. So they're really quite forgiving. So, right, perfect. I'm going to dry that, Ben. Then we're going to do the next bit.
Okay. Whilst you are drying, do you know what I like about this as well is the fact that I say these craft your stashes. It's the first one that I've done, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it because I love the shows where you guys have got these items in your stash and you go, oh, I've been inspired by watching this show, and I'm going to finally dig out this product, or in this case, I'm going to dig out the sparkle pens, which is exactly what Jamie's just said, or Jamie Ennis says. I'm going to be doing some colouring with my sparkle pens tomorrow, which is great. Get them out, have a play clay. I know there's so many of you that buy so many of our products and you get them back and then you go, oh, I don't know if I'm brave enough to have a go. Have a go today. You've got so much inspiration already from Sheena, and it's as simple as what she's showing you. So please do have a go. And once you do have a go, make sure you send in the pictures and show us. Christian's just saying, are these colours available? Well, I think the majority of them are, aren't they, on the web? If you go to the website, they're all 3-piece collections. We've got the tint and tones. We've got your glitz and glamour, which brings you your aquamarine, your amethyst, your pink garnet, which is the one we've just seen there. You've then got the perfect pastels available. That's your moonstone, cosmos, and rose quartz. You've got the antique vintage, that brings you fig and peacock blue and macaroon, and it's just the clear overlays are the only ones which we haven't got because they've literally sold out today. We've also got some metallics as well, so the onyx black, sterling silver, and your spun gold. And then we do have, I tell you what, if you do want the clear, one of those, of course, is included in your tint and tone, which we do have available. So you get a clear, a starry sky, and an onyx black as well. So those are all available as 3 packs on the web. And as I said, if you go for the Lucky Dips, we do have some of the sparkle pens in the Lucky Dips as well. It'll obviously be lucky. I can't guarantee that you'll get them because it's a Lucky Dip. But yes, they are available to answer that question. And a quick question as well, just whilst we are watching, from Laurel, who says, Sheena, can we use the sparkle pens over the Tri-Blend and Illustrator markers?
Yes, that's a great way of adding. So that's why people have like shopped wisely and got the clear overlay. I tell you what, you could use the pastels as well. So these are so pale, so you'd use this over a warm colour and these over a cooler colour. So it'll work in the same way because they're such a soft colour that you probably could use those as overlays as well. Yeah, indeed. So what I'm doing now, Ben, is I've dried that. This is important. It's not quite dried out, which is why it's still a little bit wibbly wobbly. But if you can see the shine on this yellow, can you see that there? It looks super shiny here. It's stunning. Is that picking that up?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just gorgeous. So what I'm going to do now, to paint that rose, I need to take the colour out of it because there's no kind of planned colour going on here. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use my round brush, and the technique here, if you've tried for bleaching, it's always a technique. There's always things that make your life easier or more difficult. And from experience, I can tell you that the way to get a better result for faux bleaching is have as much water on the brush, load the brush with water as much as you can control. That's it, and less scrubbing. So you're just gently brushing the surface of the card, but it's the copious amounts of water that are lifting and encouraging the colour to lift. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So again, look, loads. I've loaded that brush, and I'm just quite quickly, but not. I'm not scrubbing because we don't want to remove the surface of the card. We want to leave it so that it's still, as close to it was before we did anything to it, to then paint on top of it again. And what we will do is we'll flatten the fibres again by drying it again. So this is where you want your heat gun out and just keep drying. That's it. All these things that maybe people don't tell you are the things that make the difference between success and failure, because if we didn't flatten the fibres again and we go and start painting directly on top of this, they're really fluffy and open.
So that's
the
when
fibres
it
in the
kind
card.
of bobbles upwards.
Yes, and it'll peel. That's the other thing. So if you scrub too much, so if you've got less, you're scared. So this is what happens. People think, oh, no, I better go really, build it up a little bit of time, a little bit of water, and I'll just scrub away at it, and then I'll scrub away a bit more, and lift it a bit more and a bit more. What you're doing then is you are really removing the surface of the card, and it's going to pill like an old sweater. You get gobbly.
Yes, exactly.
So you don't want that. So what you want to do, you've got to be brave. All right, carpe diem. Go
Carpe
for it.
diem, yes.
Yeah. Plenty of water on your brush and just a little bit of encouragement, just gentle brushing, and you can kind of see underneath when you can see the ink's moved and it's dislodged a bit. Then don't hang around. Get your piece of clean kitchen paper and blot it immediately, because if you leave it again, it's just going to sink back into the surface of the card.
Yeah.
So there's kind of the ideal time to blot that. And like I said, the next thing I'll do once I've finished going over this rose is I will dry it again, because that's going to encourage those fibres to lie flat as they were when the card hadn't been touched. So it means that I can then apply colour and it's not going to grab it like a piece of blotting paper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that rose, says Eleanor. Love this technique. Sheena looks, it looks so beautiful already, says Jane Quigley. Vintage Scrap Girl has bought the bundle of sparkle pens, which is good.
Fabulous.
Yeah, all of the orange stickered items, the ones you need to shop for. I mean, come on, we're going to be selling loads of these sparkle pens today now, aren't we? Surely. If you haven't yet got these.
If you haven't tried them before, honestly, you're in for
Yeah.
an absolute treat. They are just a fabulous,
Yeah.
such a cool, very versatile product to use. It's one of those ones that you're not going to get bored with because there's so much you can do with them.
That's it. And also, you go away with the sparkle pens today and you've got all of these techniques and ideas and hints and tips to try. It's not like you'll be going home and then going, oh, what do I do with these again now? You can just simply watch these shows back and you've got loads of tips and projects to be working on. I've really enjoyed this show, says Lynn, and I hope we will continue to have these shows. Well, we've got more throughout this week, of course, as well, these Crafty Stash shows. Which we'll talk about a little bit later on. We'll tell you what's coming up. Phil wants to know, Sheena, he says, Sheena, can glitter markers be used over printer ink?
Glitter mark, no. You know what? Because it's a water-based ink. So if you try to put something on top of an ordinary or a water-based product, it'll just dislodge that colour underneath.
Right.
You basically need, if you can, depending again the card, some cards will absorb the colour, it'll fix it a bit if it's got more chalk content.
Yeah.
And then you can put a very light wash over. Don't keep brushing or you'll just lift all the colour. But if it's on a freshly printed, try it out. The card makes all the difference. The cards, you know when you buy inkjet printer card,
Yep.
you buy the special card. The reason that card is suitable for your inkjet is it's usually got a high chalk content in. So it comes out of the printer as a liquid ink and it mixes with the surface that, because you can feel it's got like coating to it, doesn't it? Yeah, your printer card.
Yeah.
And it sets it in the surface of the card. So if you try that and put a sparkle over the top of that, you might be okay because it's already grabbed it and set it and fixed it. So try it on that.
All great questions though, aren't they?
Yeah,
we're loving
great
this.
questions. I'm liking the thinking and I like that because this is all practical application that you're gonna use with your product. So even just for bleaching like that looks cool just like that, even if you don't recolour it. You know, so that in itself is a cool technique, and not all colouring products, water-based colouring products, for bleach as well as these do. And it's such a good technique for people who are new to colour and liquid colour and washes, because like I said, the easiest thing to do is to just get the colour down on the card as evenly as possible, then kind of sculpt it and mould it, take the bits out, put some hills in the background if it's a scene, put some clouds in the sky after the sky's all been painted, put a moon in there after it's done. Easier than trying to paint around things from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're going to do now. So that should behave more cooperatively now.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this colour, the same colour that we've been using out there, and this same intense pinky gorgeous colour there, and the smaller brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically start with a lighter colour. So we don't want to, this is already quite, we don't want to just put this colour back in because we're just taking it out. So what we need to do is leave some highlights on this rose, yeah? So there's the lightest tone is going to be the bit where the card, we've full bleached it, and that's already light, yeah? The darkest tone is going to be this gorgeous dark pinky colour that we're using in like the base of the petals, and dragging it up so that it's sculpting there, and then just add a bit of water to blend it into each other.
Just whilst we're watching you as well, Jan's asking, says, Ben, did you say up to 3 sets of the alcohol reinkers would get 3 different sets of colours? I did say that, yes, Jan, it's correct. That is the pick of the day today. So you get 12 different colours within the one bag. And then you can buy 3 bags and we'll guarantee that you'll get 36 different colours. I can't tell you what colours you're going to get, but I can guarantee that if you go for one bag, you'll get 12 different colours. If you go for two bags, you get 24 different colours. If you go for all three, you will get 36 different colours, and it is now in the Shop the Day category on the website because it wasn't there earlier. So that's marvellous. It's our pick of the day as well, which means you'll get double points on it. It's $19.99, which is incredible for all of those. So what are you, 59.97, aren't you, if you're going for the three, which will give you the double points across that, and as I say, 36 re-inkers, which both and a free gift as well. Less than 400. It would probably be much less than that now, but less than 300 chances. If you're one of the next 300 people to spend over $50, you will get a set of aqua markers thrown into your basket for free as well. You need to use the code FG50 to get that free gift, but a limited amount, as I said. I just remembered that all off the top of my head, and I've only just come back in today.
Wow, Ben, impressive.
Thank you. Hang on, let me just go and get a trophy.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yes. They're all for me, are they? Oh, I thought they were. There's 5 of them up there. So I'll just go and put it back on the shelf with my other trophies. Dear. They're not for me. What were they for again? Oh, they were for the craft awards, weren't they?
We could borrow them, Ben.
Sorry?
You could borrow them, I'm sure.
I've already got a lot of trophies at home, Sheena, already. I've got a little...
Well, I imagine, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a World Bowls Champion trophy, loads of cricketing trophies, running medals, world record breaker. I'm going running on Friday evening. I won't be here for the Friday show. I was telling Sheena, for anyone who lives up this way, I know we've got a few northeast viewers, especially anyone who's in Geordieland, doing the Bladen race on Friday. Along the Scotswood Road, because you know the old Bladen Races song, "Oh, me lads," that one. Yeah. They now do a run from Newcastle to Bladen, 6 miles. And I thought, Sheena, it would be quite nice this, because do a nice little run. Starts at 7 o'clock, 6 miles, so I'll be finished. Probably 7:45, something like that. Get into Newcastle. Have a few drinks on the quayside, maybe have a meal, meet my wife there.
Yeah.
You don't run from Bladen to Newcastle, do you? You run from Newcastle to Bladen.
Oh, the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, I
Maybe
don't know.
You can do your own version, Ben, and go the opposite. You'll be meeting everybody on the way back.
I just run the other way into the 4,000 people. Yeah. You're going the wrong way.
Oh, he's a southern, I can't help it.
I've heard that a lot since I've been up here, actually. Oh, he's a southerner. He can't help it. Have you ever been to Bladen when you were this way?
Bladen? Yeah, I used to live there.
Did you actually?
Yes, I did. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Any hints and tips as to where I might go after I've finished and I've had me ham and peas pudding sandwich?
On Scotswood Road. Not much on Scotswood Road, Ben. It was very industrial kind of place, Scotswood Road. Yeah, you can... Not a lot there, no. I would just say go the opposite way and you'll be fine.
Or maybe I'll just do double. I'll run to Bladen and then run back to Newcastle.
Yeah. Do them both. You can do it, Ben. You can do it.
Oh dear, that'll be fun. Friday night.
Easy
peasy. To enjoy me running, actually, as you guys know. Is the gift for the pick of the day, says Kristin. It's for anything when you spend over 50, Kristin. So basically, we shouldn't really be doing this, but just quickly show you. So the free gift, there you go, is a 3-pack of Spectrum Noir aqua markers on orders over 50. You have to use a code though, it's FG50. It doesn't automatically get added. We've got less than 300 chances for you to get that now. So go. Spend $50, FG50, you'll get that free set of aqua markers. Terry just says, I've got the dipper bags, Lucky Dips, yes, 24 marker bag and accessories bundle. It's been a heck of a day today, and again, a great show, just if you have just joined us, all about showing you how to get the very best out of your sparkle pens today. We did say as well, Sheena, didn't we, that potentially we'll have a look at the re-inkers maybe later? Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that, yeah, for sure, because that was a phenomenal bargain. That's just wow. Yeah. It would be a shame not to have a play when they're at that price. Crazy. So can you see how the rows are just using 2 colours there by using the and then you can go over again and just re-emphasise. So here's the thing, if you're not sure where to paint darker, look at my stamps wherever I can.
I'll use line work to give the impression of veins in the petals, but also give you a clue as to where to put the shadow. Because in the rose, what makes a rose look so cool is that contrast, that from really dark, where the petals are folded around each other, to the lighter bit where the light's catching as they fold back. That's what you're trying to capture, yeah? So we'll pop a little bit of this green there, and I want to use still some of this orangey colour on the leaves as well, because it'll just tie in a little bit of the and also I'm going to mix a little bit of the, can you see I've mixed a little bit of pink in with the green there?
Yeah.
And what that's going to do is just make the green less vibrant and a little bit more muted, yeah?
And you've also got a bit of a mixture of that, sort of a little bit of pink left over still on the cardstock, haven't you?
Exactly, that's right. That's going to affect it as well, Ben, for sure.
There's so many lovely comments coming through. I would love to see a demo of using the watercolours with stencils, says Jan.
Oh yeah, stencil. Okay, we'll do something.
do some
In
of
fact,
that
let's
later on.
stencil something in this background.
Here
because
we
can.
go. What did I say?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, perfect.
There we go. Yeah, nice way to finish this one off. Beautiful, says Melanie D. Beautiful rose, Sheena, says Linda. Evelyn says, this looks amazing. Laurel says, Ben, we did miss you. Well, thank you. I missed you guys as well. You know, I had a nice... All right, Johnny, did you hear that?
What did you say?
He said, I thought we got on all right, to be honest with you. I thought we got on all right without him. Yeah, Corin did a great job. Craig did a great job. Don't say that too loudly. You know what will happen? I won't be back. You'd be sad if I left for good. Can you imagine? Johnny's going, yeah, we would. Say that again with a little bit more. Oh, he would. He'd be crying. Yes, and Jan, yes, we will try and do some a demo with the stencils later. Brenda Katrine saying, so lovely. How do you know when you're done with this as well?
When you're done, well, that's just a judgment call,
Right.
okay? I would say if you're not sure, then say you're done, because you can always do more next day if you look at it again, fresh eyes, which is what I often do, than fix something when you go, oh, I should have stopped, 10 minutes ago. That's the best thing to do. So leave it, walk away, have a cup of tea, come back, look at it try and sneak up on it as if oh, I've never seen you before.
Sneak up
hello.
on it. Boom.
Whoa, look at that. Wow, that's amazing. Or, it needs something. It just needs something.
Do you ever get that then? Do you ever sneak back up on a bit of work that you've done and go,
Yeah. Stealth mode. Yeah.
Stealth mode.
Yeah. Because the thing is you're sometimes, you're too close to it. You've been concentrating too much on it.
Yeah.
And then, so walk away. Best not keep going. If you're at that stage where you're questioning, let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
Go build a snowman or something. And then come back. And then see it with fresh eyes. So I'm going to tidy this up. I'm going to say that's done. I'm not going to do any more with that thing. What I could do, I'm saying that, but if I wanted to make this stem a little bit more browny, I could get a little bit more of the red into the mix, and that'll darken some areas and bring in a little bit more of a browny kind of tone in that. So can you see how we don't need loads of colours? Because obviously we know red and green eventually make a brownie tone if you want. And that's, I'm going to say, is it. But we're going to change it. We're going to go one step further, and we're going to stencil next when I tidy this up.
Blooming marvellous. Lillian says, Ben, you were in all the VTs. It was like you were here all the time. Apologies about that. That's why, 5 in the 1. That's what my dad says, actually. I only see my dad maybe 2 or 3 times a year, but he always watches these shows. And so he says, when he sees me, I'm really pleased to see him. And he never really seems as pleased as me. And he's like, yeah, but because I feel like I see you every day, because I always watch you on Crafters TV. So, yeah.
Aww.
It's like I'm always there.
Aww.
Hi, Dad. Right, shall we have a short little break? Let's do that. Listen, as much as this is more of an information show, an educational show, obviously the website is still live. You can still shop with us. All the deals are there. It's the orange stickered items that you're looking out for, so do have a look. We'll be back later on this evening, of course, with that amazing Stars and Stripes show for our US viewers. Loads of great deals for you to snap up. But listen, right now, if you have got stuff in your basket, get it checked out. Or indeed, if you want to join in with what we're doing here, go and dust off those sparkle pens and come back in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right?
Yeah.
Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly
What
how
does she do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I want you every day. And it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are. Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for shopping. Thank you for checking it out. Rose is stunning, Sheena says Lynette Price. Such talent. We are going to finish that in just a second. Debbie Durrant's been on.
Yay,
Deborah Durant says, top tip, take a picture on your phone and you will see your creation differently if it needs more contrast, etc.
Yeah, it's very good because, you know, Deborah can do a canny bit of colouring.
A canny bit of colouring,
Canny bit of colouring. She's a canny colourist. Amazing colourist, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would go with that one for sure.
Top tip, Deborah. Thank you.
If you want to see more of Deborah's and the rest of the team as well, of course, you can join the enquetes or go to my Facebook page.
More Deborah?
Deborah.
More
Deborah.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that because, you know, all of these cards are there. So ask my team as well. So that's, because I don't know everything. They know things. And I'm looking, they're going, oh, what? They're just too good.
So you got a little group from Facebook?
Yes, it's at 8,000 people in that group now, Ben. Yeah, it's at 8,000. And it's such a good, supportive, informative group. It's where we want to see what you've made, share your makes, ask the team, and that's where they hang out.
What's it called? More Deborah?
More Deborah.
What was it called actually?
Sorry?
What's it actually called?
It's called Sheena's Inkettes.
Inkettes.
Yeah, Inkettes. Yeah.
That does sound like a sort of 70s group, Sheena and the Inkettes, doesn't it?
Yeah, like a dance group or something like that.
I imagine more doing like a bit of a shoot behind you.
Yeah. We might have to do that one time, yeah, for sure. Bit backing singing, vocals.
Anyway, I think we're up to date on the comments. Thank you for all the love coming through. We really appreciate that. And any more questions? Got about half an hour or so left on the show. So if you do want to ask, fire the questions in and we'll fire them at Sheena and we'll get those questions answered for you. But we're going to go back to the Rose, and it was Jan who was saying she'd love to see a demo of the watercolours with stencils. I think we're going to do that for Jan, aren't we?
Yeah. So what I've done, you know, that we're following on from what I said earlier was put the colour down, then lift the colour out. So we'll put colour through there as well, but right now we may as well lift some out.
Okay.
So a good way to do it is to use it like a baby wipe. This is actually like a surface wipe, a kitchen surface wipe. It's just, it's not as wet as if you try to like maybe dampen a piece of kitchen paper, because you really, to get a sharper edge, you've really got to do this, build it up quite a bit, yeah? So take your time. And so I've taped the stencil down and I'm just carefully, I'm using it one layer thick, because any more than that and it will definitely be too wet. Like any stenciling, you think that nothing's happening until you remove the stencil. So don't be tempted to try and rush it and squeeze it and put more water on. That's all this is acting as. It's the cleaner bit of this isn't really doing anything. It's just that it's a way of applying a little bit of liquid that's just enough to hopefully lift a bit of the colour. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just pounding through and carefully as I go, and then we'll lift it up and see what we've got, what effect. Now it's going to be subtle, because we're just literally for bleaching. We're not adding colour, but we can add colour too. The problem with stenciling is that a perfect stencil paint is a thick paint that doesn't go anywhere. Well, this is the absolute opposite to that. This is a thin paint that runs. So what we have to do when we're stenciling with it is apply it very, very carefully and very sparingly. All right? So if we lift that up now, well, you started to see some pattern coming through.
Yeah.
So just put it down so you can reposition it again. Then you can see where we need to concentrate a little bit more to lift a little bit more of the colour. This is a really intricate stencil.
Is this come with the duet?
It's it's this one here. Let me bring it in and show you. It's a gorgeous stencil. I love this one. Swirled and flourishes.
Oh, okay.
You've got that
yes,
one.
it was, wasn't it? That was with the duet ink pads. I'm sure it was.
It was the one that at the very first shows I did, Ben, when I came back, was with that stencil. And I love that stencil. It's such a cool stencil. So just continuing like this. So as I say, build it up slowly like this, and then see what, you see we've got a little bit more coming through, but we wanted a little bit more detail than that. So
what a very different way to use a stencil. I've never seen this done before.
It's really cool. Some stencils are easier to use with that. This is very intricate, so I don't want to damage the stencil to try and speed it up a bit, you know. So you would just take your time a bit more at home. But what we'll do is we'll stencil some colour. So we'll have part of it where we've lifted some colour out, which is going to give you more just texture. And then we'll be a bit more precise and we'll put a bit of colour back in. So we just want enough to make it look like it's a pattern and not just a random splodge here and there. Right, yeah, we've got a little bit. See there where I scribbled a little bit more?
Yeah.
You'll get it much lighter if you take your time and just do that. But just for time on the show and showing you more things, I think I need to move on a little bit and show you. Right, so I'm going to dry that.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll move the stencil across and we'll put some colour in down the side. How about that?
Lovely. Alana Selby says, I love being part of Sheena's Inkettes. The experts are so helpful, supportive and confidence building.
Yes,
so that's
they
your
are.
team,
That's
that
what
is.
we really are careful to take care of being respectful and positive feedback and just a nice, safe place to be.
Yeah, I think you generally got that across all. Well, I say generally, I think you have got that across all of our groups. Actually, it's a very kind of, like you say, sort of safe, fun, caring, kind community. You know, I always see positive comments across the board. You know, when people are asking questions or sharing ideas, and you know, when people pop up pictures, it's positivity, and that's what we absolutely love. And I also love the fact that you know, we obviously try and help you on the shows, and our superstar social media crew always try and help you. But if we sometimes don't get to a question or whatever, you guys know the answers and you can help each other. You do that as well, which I think is really, really nice. Sharing the love.
Absolutely, Ben. That's what it's all about. And yeah, and just respect, being nice. Just play nice.
Yeah, play nice.
Play nice.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is I want to apply a almost dry colour here. So by using a dark colour and taking a lot of it off my applicator, I'm hoping that by just pouncing carefully, we'll start to get some transfer and pattern on here. And again, it's one of those things that you don't want to rush it if you can help it. Just take your time, because if you put too much on by trying to be in a hurry, all you're going to do is just have a splodgy, jagged, kind of not very well defined mess there. Kind of like the faux bleach bit, but that was just because we went a bit quicker then. But can you see how cool that's looking?
Really
so
cool.
By having that faux bleached area, but then have the pattern, the colour in this bit, we are kind of layering it up. So the same stencil, using different approach, different technique, still again with your sparkles, looks stunning. I mean, how diverse, how much playing is there in this one product in the sparkle
I know, it's incredible.
pens?
Yeah.
And then we've got that really pretty.
Oh, wow. That's brilliant.
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
So and you could pop a little bit of faux bleach, and if you want to put a little bit of you know, water droplets in there, add a bit more texture in the background, you could do that. Just put some water on your brush. If you want smaller drops, have less water on your brush, but you have to give it a bit more encouragement to drop onto the card. So you've got to tap it a bit more. I don't want huge meteorites on here, so the brush is almost dry, and I'm tapping. I might not even be getting anything off here. I might just be doing all for nothing. I'm just making a noise.
It looks good.
But we'll see.
Oh no, I can see some little droplets there.
Sorry?
I can see some.
I think there's some very small micro droplets. Maybe put a little bit more on there. But there, we've got a bit more coming off there. So if you want to protect the rose, you could have put a mask over the rose when you do this bit. But I'm not worried about it. I'm just giving it a bit of texture kind of all over. Oh yeah, more there. Okay, right. So, and then I've literally got it all over my glasses, Ben. I can't see out. I need windscreen wipers on my glasses now. I can't see a thing. I need to clean my glasses. So can you see just a little bit like that?
So it was all going on your glasses rather than going on the card.
It's like I've just got this refracted kind of bokeh effect. It's like lovely, and I can't see a thing what it looks like, so I'm hoping it looks okay. I should mention what I did earlier was I used some of the tape and I turned it around, you know, like flipped it back to front and stuck it on the back. And because I've heated it, it's really bonded to that, and it just held the card in place because I didn't have any space to put it And then when you see it on a plain bit of card, let me get a bit of black card just to show you how it looks. So then you can see it properly when you see it.
Oh yeah, here we go.
And considering we did that in real time, that's all so achievable and doable, and, you know, and it's also got that beautiful bling. So hopefully that's answered the stenciling thing, the background thing, faux bleaching, colouring.
So much. And would you tend to use, what would you do with that now? Would you use that as a card front, or would you, I mean, for me,
Definitely a card front.
You would?
All I would put on there is I would mat and layer it, and I'd put a greeting on there, just a nice little greeting, and maybe a band, maybe a ribbon across the bottom, greeting there, all done. That's it. Oh, well, look what Debbie's done with her background. She's just stamped the love there. Fabulous.
Look at those two great ideas right there with Debbie's card and also with what Sheena's done. I think that's amazing. And again, you look at that finished demonstration and you think there's no way that you would have just done that with a set of your sparkle pens, and that's exactly what Sheena's done, and that's why they are so versatile. As we said, you can pick these up on the web. Do have a look. We'll show you lots more later on. Shop the Show is where you need to be. Brenda Katrina says, I'm not feeling well today, but I'm watching Ben and Sheena, and it's helping me keep my mind off the pain. Well, that was lovely to hear. I hope you do continue to get better, Brenda. Sending you lots of love. You say thank you. And Beth Malone says, I could watch Sheena all day. Well, that is good news, because Sheena is here with us tonight as well from 6 o'clock over on the US page for our Stars and Stripes show. For our US viewers to shop, our UK viewers, you are welcome to come and watch as well. But these Craft Your Stash shows, which you guys are absolutely loving, they do continue this week. Every day this week we're going to be doing these. In fact, I am back tomorrow with TV Wifey. There she is. Lovely Debbie Robinson is here, where we're going to be helping you. I'm going to tell you what, if there is ever a show that you wanted to do on Craft Your Stash, paper pads is the one, isn't it? That is the one, because I would imagine there's quite a few of you out there with quite a few paper pads. That's what we're going to be doing with Debbie. Bear in mind, tomorrow, that is just a 1 hour show, so it's 2 till 3 tomorrow, 9 till 10 Eastern, 6 till 7 Pacific, because Sarah is in tomorrow. It's going to be a 3 hour extravaganza from midday Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, so make sure you get in early for that tomorrow. It is going to be a big show. And then on Friday, we are all about crafting your stash when it comes to flower forming. That's me and Corinne on Friday from 2. So again, these are great shows, aren't they? These are great shows for the fact that paper pads, you'll have plenty of them, so you can craft with those. Friday, flower forming. Maybe this is going to be one of those shows that you have maybe picked up loads of flower forming foam, then you've not had the kind of confidence to be able to do it, to give it a go. Well, there's no better teacher as far as I'm concerned to help you do that with Corinne on Friday, 2 o'clock, Craft Your Stash. And then, if you've got a foil press, who better than Tintin? I mean, Craig, does he not like the picture? Oh, I like that picture, Craig. He's just got a bit of, I mean, I can't talk today, can I? I mean, look at that going on there. He's got a bit of a whoop, Mr. Majika going on there. But yeah, Saturday at 2, we craft your stash foil press techniques. And again, do you know what I love? Is we've kind of, all of our experts are amazing, but if you talk about the foil press, it's got to be this guy, isn't it? It's got to be this guy. Will he be donning his shirt? I don't know. You'll have to tune in to find out. But if you have your foil press, if you are kind of scratching your head just a little bit and thinking to yourself, what can I do? Maybe you bought a foil press and you're yet to get it out of the box. Are you one of those people? Let me know in the comments if you are, and make sure that you're watching on Saturday at 2, and Craig will take you through a whole host of techniques. And then on Sunday, I'm back on Sunday. Am I in for this one? Yeah, I am, aren't I? So yeah, I'm in for this one. They called me in again on Sunday. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? In for another Sunday. I just keep working Sundays, shall I? Have your weekends off, but come in every Sunday. No, I enjoy it, especially when Debbie's in as well. Stamping techniques with Debbie. That one is just an hour as well on Sunday, 2 till 3, because then from 5 o'clock, which is midday Eastern, we've got a wrap up. That also is going to be with me and Debbie for 3 hours, and that is all of the Stars and Stripes deals. So it's going to be a heck of a few days. But yes, to answer all of your questions, Craft Your Stash does continue right through until Sunday. Sarah Ibbotson says, absolutely beautiful, Sheena. Fantastic techniques. Wonderful, Sheena, says Meave Sievers. I love it. BJ Clark says, good morning from Oysterville in Washington. Sheena, you amaze me. I love these techniques. Beth Malone says, I cannot possibly use all the paper I have, and yet I always buy more. I think, you know, with the Craft Your Stash shows, I mean, we're not suggesting that you like get all of your paper and then have to craft it in the couple of hours. It's just giving you a few ideas as to how maybe you might get a few of the sheets. Beth says, looking forward to flower forming as well, Friday. Have the supplies, but have yet to use. There you go, case in point. And these are for you. These are for you. If you're one of those people, you've got a full press, never used it, tune in. If you've got loads of stamps, don't know how to get the best out of them, tune in. We're going to do one last little technique. Last call on questions as well. If you've got anything you want to ask Sheena. Quick question from Crafty Angie before we move on.
Yep.
She says, I used colour blend pencils on sandpaper after heat embossing with black opaque ink.
Yeah.
Then used blending solution, and the heat embossing peeled away. Help.
All right. Yeah. Okay. It's the surface. On the sandpaper, it's a tricky surface to heat emboss onto. Right. I just stamped it and coloured in with it rather than stamp and emboss on it. So it was after you heated it, it peeled away again. It wouldn't adhere. Yeah, it's because it's a resistant surface. The reason the pencils work on that surface is the texture. It gets caught in all the little the roughness of the surface. But embossing powder, it's kind of like it'll repel the embossing powder. It hasn't got anything to stick to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Becky Weaver says, Sheena, you are mesmerising. And Sheila kept mesmerising. And Sheila K says, I did some shopping this morning. I got 3 re-inker bags and a few other things. Well, that's good. Those re-inker bags, don't forget, you can buy 3 and we will guarantee that you will get 36 different colours of re-inkers, and we will show you those later on in the Stars and Stripes show. Joanne Madigan just says, another day of trying something new. I've been watching Sheena during my treatment, and now I have the courage to try my sparkle pens that I've had for a while. And that makes us smile, Sheena, doesn't it? Because that's what this is all about, giving people the confidence to have a bit of a play and a go.
Absolutely, that's brilliant. Then job done. Yeah, fantastic. That
Good
was
job done.
what it's all about. Yeah, I'm off then.
Yeah.
See ya.
Show us one more thing before you go.
I don't need any more. Right, another technique. I love this technique. We've got to do some stamping with them because you just have to.
Yeah.
I was going to put it on the repositioner, but I thought, no, let's just do it with this, and that's because that's all we need. All right, so we're going to use the rocker block. So what I've got is this yellow colour, and I'm going to start with the lightest colour. Always start with your lightest colour first on your project, because you can darken where you need to, but lightening, putting that light back is a little bit trickier. So I'm just going to put a little bit yellow on some of the leaves.
What is that a stamp of?
It's poppies.
Oh,
yeah.
I see it now. I see it.
So, and then I'm going to use a bit of the this orange, this harvest gold colour on there. And then I'll probably use some of the pink. I might have even lost a lot of the yellow on there, but that's okay because we just want vibrant, fiery, full-on colour here. And so, you know, it's going to be one of those techniques where it's never super sharp, but that's the beauty of it. You know, it's about that really nice diffused look. So what I'm doing is I'm using the side of the brush to cover as large area as I can possibly do without. I don't want the tip of the brush in there. It's more the side of the brush. Yeah. And I'll pop a little bit of red here, right in there, and I am going to use a little bit more of that yellowy colour just there, just to lighten it. Even though it's probably not going to see it as much. Just make sure I've got the tips of these covered, and then. That might be wet enough without even spritzing it to just go ahead and do the first image, which we will stamp like that. Yep, perfect.
Oh, boom.
So we've got that first image like that.
That looks amazing.
Isn't it cool?
So
and now,
cool.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my spritzer, just water. Don't spritz and let it go down. Spritz it like this. Spritz across. Just light spritz, and then we'll multi-stamp that, so we'll do some effect of it, maybe background, less obvious stamping on there. So this will get lighter. This is where you see how much pigment and how much the quality of these is, because there's so much colour in there. And we can just keep going, Ben. We can keep going and keep going. There's enough on that to do another full background paper. Let's just do it. Let's just keep going.
I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, why not? Let's do another. Oh, I missed that one. Bear with. In my haste. That's all right. We'll do that there.
Beauty.
There's probably enough to, without even spritzing it, to do another one. Yeah.
And another one.
And we'll spritz it and we'll do another one. So this is where, don't clean all that fabulous colour off your stamps. Just keep using it and create another background for another
Still
project.
strong colour.
Yeah, it's loads of it. And that's again where the quality is. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for that payoff, that trade, the colour. That's what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do now is use my round brush, which, here it is. Yep, got it. And I'm going to start pulling some of the colour in to the actual flower. So drag some of the colour where you want, but of course we're going to add more. So that's quite a nice defined background there. I want to add some of this yellow and orange. I'm going to take some of that out. So we'll use what's on there, but we'll also add some fresh colour to it. So we'll put a little bit of the yellow towards the top, maybe a little bit of the orangey colour down to that red. So yellow at the top again, then to the orangey colour, and then down to that really pretty red. And look at how gorgeous and vibrant that one looks there.
Yeah.
And again, just take some colour out. So this guy's going to be the main focal point. The other ones are looking fuzzy, and that's what I want. I didn't want them to be too prominent. I wanted them to be kind of in the background. It's like Diana Ross and the Supremes. Diana's in the middle, all right?
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of, yeah, and then we'll have
the Supremes just shooping in the background.
And shooping in the background, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I don't want to go there with, like, you know, who was on lead and all the history of the whole thing. I'm not even going to go there.
Oh.
Because, like, kind of, yeah.
I don't think... was that?
I don't think it was always harmonious.
Oh, wasn't it? I don't know too much about the Supremes, to be honest with you.
No, yeah.
But she obviously went away and had a big solo career, didn't she?
Yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't even... were there three of them?
There was three, yeah. Supremes, yeah.
Did the other two...
Stop in the Name of Love.
Oh, yeah.
Nathan Jones.
You've been gone too long.
Yeah, the one, yeah. All them. So, yeah. So can you see
Nathan Jones, you've been gone too long. Covered by who in the 80s?
Sorry?
Pop quiz. Who covered that song in the 80s?
It was Bananarama.
Yes, Sheena.
There you go.
Correct. 10 points for you.
Yeah.
Was You Can't Hurry Love? Was that Diana Ross?
Which one?
You Can't Hurry Love.
It was Diana Ross. Yeah.
Covered by in the 80s.
With Phil Collins.
Correct.
Yeah.
I love this pop quiz.
Oh yeah. Like I say, there's not much else in my head, but you know, music, stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love all of that, like the Motown music.
Oh, fabulous. Do you know who was instrumental in introducing Motown to the UK?
Is it? Oh, actually, no, I don't know.
Dusty Springfield.
She
was a massive fan of Motown.
Yeah.
And she went out and she did backing for Marvin Gaye back in the day, and the Motown Review back in New York. Yeah. And she basically, pushed and said, look, we need to get Motown over. And it was like the time of this Ready, Steady, Go music. You know, the big show back in the day was called Ready, Steady.
Ready, Steady, Go,
and she hosted it, but they said, well, let's do a full-on Motown special. And that was where the first time a lot of people had actually seen the singers like Stevie Wonder and Martha Reeves and the Vandellas.
Yeah. Dancing in the Street.
Dancing in the Street, absolutely.
I tell you what I loved a bit of as well was like the Drifters.
Oh, fantastic.
Four Tops.
Oh, classics, yeah.
I mean, I've got quite a lot of their songs on my little... I think we've talked about this before, but I've just got a playlist, and it's just called Favourite Songs, and I think it must have about 400 songs on it now, and whenever I hear a song on the radio, I think, I absolutely love that, and it just gets added. And I've got, from Frank Sinatra to The Offspring.
Absolutely.
I've got a little bit of everything on there. And so...
Mrs. Miller.
You know what, I haven't got any Mrs. Miller on there, but maybe I should Maybe I should add some.
Definitely raise eyebrows, won't it? You were playing that one, and they're like, what? Days night, Monday. That's brilliant.
Have you, Johnny and George, been there for the Mrs. Miller conversations? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, she's fabulous.
Just George, in your break, not now obviously, just YouTube Mrs. Miller and you'll be able to find just how hilarious she was.
How amazing.
A genuine singer from the, was she sort of 60s, wasn't she?
Yes, you've heard no vocals like this. Florence
No.
Foster Jenkins was amazing compared to Mrs. Miller.
Mrs. Miller.
Yeah. So look at how vibrant they are. Look, just by, and just keep going. You could do a big, you could do a scrapbook page or a bigger. What I would be doing is I'm going to be trimming that down there so you don't see the ends of the thing, and just keep carrying like that. So I'm going to just add a little bit of yellow, and then go in with a little bit of the green, just to make these a bit more solid. And I'm absolutely going to add a bit of the red in there as well.
Lots of people loving the singing now. Phil says, the song about the phone operator, You Keep Me Hanging On.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah.
God, Diff, what you've got? Oh, I didn't see you there.
Sorry.
You're just coming into, it's drawing in all the crowds, you see, look. You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your hair's grown over the last few weeks since I've not seen you.
Long.
You going long now, are you?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't think I've ever seen you with hair so long. He just walked out like this. Like you just stepped out of a salon. Get out of here. Love watching Sheena colour. So pretty, says Dana. Bonus to hear Ben and Sheena's music trivia as well. Joanne says, Joanne Madigan says, I like Motown. I don't like Madigan. I like Motown. One of my favourite bands from back then was Herman's Hermits.
Oh, yeah. Something good.
Yeah.
Woke up this morning
Then feeling fine.
Yep,
Something. What was their other famous one?
Bus Stop. They did it.
That was the Hollies.
Oh, the Hollies, yeah. Herman's Hermits was...
no milk today,
no milk
my
today.
lover's gone away.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, some great music. Hollies were brilliant as well. I got lots of Hollies on my playlist. What do you guys listen to? Let us know in the comments. What's your music? What's playing when you're when we're on, you're watching us. But what do you listen to? What's your music of choice when you're crafting away? As I say, for me, could be Chaz and Dave. I love it. Do you like Chaz and Dave?
Chaz and Dave. Rabbit.
Yeah.
Rabbit.
Yep. Snooker Loopy.
Yeah. Sorry?
Snooker Loopy.
Yeah.
Remember that? Margate, down to Margate.
I done that one. Yeah.
All great.
You see, I like music from when people say it was before my time. Well, loads of it were before my time, because like the 80s was my youth. Yeah. But which was great music in the 80s. But I was listening to the 60s stuff and older stuff, because my parents would be listening to Ella Fitzgerald and classics like that. I even like Lewis Jordan. You like Lewis Jordan?
Oh, he was in the guy who was in the Bond movie.
Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby? They did. Yeah, there was brilliant stuff.
Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby?
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So I'm going to cut that down now, and then see what we've got. See how it looks.
Really, at the end of the show. Are we doing a vote in this show, did you say? Demo the show we'll do now, and then demo the day we'll do tonight. Oh yes, we'll do some re-inking, aren't we, later on? Hopefully.
So that looks much better. See how if you've got to start bigger, then trim it down to get it so that it, where you want it. But considering that was just the pens and speed colouring, and the bling on it, hopefully you can pick up that bling, especially this one in the middle. When it dries, you see the bling more. Yeah? And you could do some little dots in the background if you want to do a little bit of texture in there. We can put that on, that just to give it a little.
Beautiful. What's your glasses?
Yeah, my glasses again. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Off to another commercial break while Sheena cleans her glasses again.
Must say hi to Meave, says Motown, best music ever. Love my country pop music, says Roseanne Baker. Love a bit of country pop. Mostly 60s music for me. Lionel Richie and the Commodores, says Shirley Ann.
Yeah.
Brenda K says, I had a crush on Herman, named my cat after him. He was called Peter Noon, wasn't he?
Peter Noon,
The
yeah.
singer of Herman's Hermits.
Yeah.
Henry VIII is my favourite of Herman's Hermits.
I always
and
think of
Henry VIII.
Ghost,
yeah.
Isn't it? Was that on Ghost when he kept singing second verse, same as the first?
A little bit louder and a little bit worse. Anyway.
Was it that one when he said,
I don't know.
Henry VIII, I am. Yeah, I think
I've been married to the girl next door. She's been married many times before. Anyway.
Yeah.
We went off on a tangent
Do you want the vote? Do you want the three?
Let's have a vote, yes.
All right. So we got one. I should put it on black card. I feel I need to show them off better. Hang on, sorry. Then you can see them in like without the mesh. That one.
That is beautiful, isn't it? To be fair.
Or two.
That's amazing.
Or three.
George is one. Johnny says two. I'll go for three. I like the poppies.
Yeah.
You vote. It's your choice. Vote now. 1, 2, or 3. 1. I feel like I'm at the opticians.
2.
2. Which is better or worse?
Or 3.
Or 3. You choose.
There you go.
Sheena, another beautiful card, says BJ Clark. Wonderful Wednesday show, says Janine. Sandra says, Ben, I've recently discovered someone new, Lucy Thomas. She also sings with her sister Martha. She's on YouTube and they both have fantastic voices. I shall look that up. My first choice is 50s and 60s music, says Joanne. And I love music, and every time I hear a Motown and the Beatles and Bon Jovi, oh my, says Carol Baldwin. She says, Celine Dion, U2, I could listen all day. Laura Simmons says, I like Motown, but I love 70s, classics, R&B and disco.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Still love new wave, she says, though, romantic, ska and some punk.
Wow, yeah, fabulous.
Not so fussed about...
I'm not so much on ska. I like Madness. You know, you got to love Madness.
Magnus?
Madness, yeah.
Oh, Madness.
Madness.
I thought you said Magnus.
Oh, Magnus.
Magnus. I said, is that some like Icelandic pop group? Magnus.
Magnus. Yeah.
Madness are brilliant.
Yeah, the Madness.
Yeah. My music choice totally depends on my mood and what I'm crafting, says Rhonda. That's exactly right. Thank you for all these comments. There's loads coming through about music. Listen, we've got loads still to come today as well, actually. So here's the thing. It's a little bit of a different week. I'm sure you know by now, but if you have just joined us, we are rejigging and souping up our warehouse, our global distribution centre. So there's lots of stuff happening there at the minute here in the UK. So it does mean that for the time being, if you are shopping in the UK, there's a bit of a delay on the dispatch, so you can still shop, but what we're saying is we won't be dispatching anything until the 12th, which is Monday, which, you know, it's not that far away now, but that's what's happening here in the UK. So as part of that's what we're putting on these shows, these Craft Your Stash shows, so that you can get the very best out of the goodies that you've already got. And then in the evening, so 6 o'clock tonight, as we've done every night this week, 1 o'clock Eastern, we're heading over to the Crafters Companion USA page, so that's where you need to be later. I know a few people have been getting confused, but that's where we're going to be doing the next show. For our US viewers, we've got a Stars and Stripes show, which effectively is a real sales show. We've got mystery bags, we've got goodie bags, we've got half price deals, we've got buy one gets ones. We've got so much to show you. We gave you a little bit of a sneaky peek earlier on this morning, but we've got plenty more to show you at 6 o'clock tonight. That's 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. So shop that show in the US. Go to the website as you would normally do, crafterscompanion.com. And it's all the orange ticketed items are the ones which you can buy, which we will dispatch immediately. The best thing to do is just click on the page which says Stars and Stripes Show, and then you'll see all of these orange stickered items there. You can get them in your basket. If you do buy anything that isn't orange stickered, make sure you put it in a separate order, because otherwise that will delay what you're going to be getting. So the best thing is shop that show. If you're in the UK, we do invite you across to that page later on. We'd love you to come in and watch, particularly if you're looking for some ideas with those re-inkers, because we are going to try and get that demo in later on as well. But obviously you won't be able to shop, so that's the only thing to say. But yeah, that's coming up later on, 6 o'clock, 2 hours. Going to be a lot of fun, going to be fast and furious. Get your shopping in quickly as well, particularly if you want to bag that free gift, because hundreds of you have already shopped today. Less than 300 chances now for you to get yourself that free gift today, which is yours when you spend over $50. It's that code FG50. So sometimes when we do a free gift, you don't have to do anything and it automatically gets added. This time you pop that code in, FG50, free gift 50, and you'll get a free, that's not easy to say, a a free 3-pack of aqua markers when you spend over $50. Demo the show.
Ba-ba.
Well, I never did.
Which one?
One.
The tree. There you go. Tree. Ooh, yeah. So it's the tree from this morning.
Yeah.
So we got autumnal tree.
Yep.
And we've got cherry blossom, spring, summer tree. There you go. Autumnal tree.
So those
this
will be.
morning. There you go.
Oh, I mean, night and day, aren't they? They're brilliant. Yeah. So those two will be in the vote later on. And if we do another, I said do. If we do another demo later, that will obviously go into the vote. But the demo of the day vote we will do later on in that show. Thank you so much, Sheena. Always inspirational, always amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank everyone else too.
And we will see you back, not here. They said back here. We won't see you here. We'll see you over on the USA page in 2 hours' time for Stars and Stripes. It's going to be fun. Will you be there? I hope so. In the meantime, do keep shopping the web. So many deals to be had. But until then, thanks for watching and bye for now.